Let's talk a little bit about the processing of video and some of the applications, or not just applications, but the general computations that we would want to do. And then we can talk about how motion can be used in order to, or the motion processing can be used to do that. So a simple one is background subtraction. So you might have a situation where you've got a static camera and the background is considered to be a static background, and I've got some object moving in the foreground. And my goal is to pull out the foreground object, the moving thing, from the static background, so I might be able to track it or model its dynamics or recognize it or something else that's focused on the object. Another interesting application might be what we call shot detection. And that's illustrated here. So the idea is here we have a bunch of frames that are in a video. And commercially produced video is usually made up of a sequence of shots, each shot coming from a particular camera. The camera might be moving, it might be panning, it might be dollying, moving, translating, and then you'll cut to a different shot. And in this particular case, our shot boundary is shown right here. Right? All of these are taken from one camera shot, and these are taken from another. Often, it looks to you like they're taken one right after another, but in reality, they changed everything. They moved the camera around, changed the actor, redid his makeup. He went and got a smoke or whatever it is they're smoking on set. And then they came back and they did the next shot, and they just cut them together. And if you think about what that would look like to a computer, in one case, I might have a nice smooth background moving with some objects moving within it. And then there's this rapid change, and I might have another camera, which might not be static. It might be moving as well. And the analysis of that motion might allow you to do the shot detection. So we have background subtraction. We have shot boundary detection. Maybe we have a bunch of objects that are moving in different ways within a scene, and we'd like to separate out each of those objects. And that's referred to as motion segmentation. Motion segmentation is you segment the video into multiple, what we call coherently moving objects. All right, so they're each moving, but they're moving in an independent way. So here's an example. And what's funny is this is a static image of a snake and a mongoose taken off the web. And you could imagine trying to separate these out just spatially. In fact, you can sort of do that. But in fact, the color of the mongoose and the snake is very similar to the color of the background. And if you were to track these things, you would see pixels coming and going. But if you actually were to look at the motion, you would see the motion of the snake as being a coherent thing and the motion of the mongoose as being a coherent thing. And you would be able to use motion to help you segment out those objects.